Identify the different legs of the motion of the cue ball. The A path is the path that the cue ball takes after striking the object ball and before hitting a rail. The B path is the path off the first rail, and the C path is the path off the second rail. And this distinction is made for good reason, because different things control these different paths. So here's the first important principle that many people don't appreciate. Side spin on the cue ball has no effect on the A path. So I can hit this with right side spin or left side spin. It doesn't make any difference. It takes the same path. And this is important because many shots only have an A path. All of the shots that a player takes on the pool table for which you don't run into a rail, side spin has no effect. And because side spin makes every shot more difficult, there's no reason to use side spin if you're not going to run into a rail. So in the rest of this video, I would like to address the A path and what affects it. And in the next video, I will address the effects of side spin, so the B and the C path. To illustrate what affects the A path, I'm setting up a few shots that you can set up on your own table. In every case, the cue ball is going to go on the foot spot like that, and the object ball is going to go in one of three locations. So I've drawn a line at the first diamond here, and I've put three locations. The first location is directly between the cue ball and this diamond here, and the other two locations are directly between the cue ball and these half diamonds on either side of that diamond. The first thing I'm going to tell you is that the best way to forfeit all control over your A path is to hit the ball hard. So the object ball is going to go in that direction, and if you hit this ball hard, the cue ball is going to go in that direction. It's going to hit the rail right there, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about that. So if I hit the ball hard, I'm guaranteed to hold this tangent line, to hold the white line and hit the rail right here. If I hit it with medium speed, I can hit it a stun shot where there's no spin on the cue ball when it hits the object ball, and it would still follow this white line, the tangent line. Or I can hit it with top spin and come down to here, or I can hit it with bottom spin and come down to here. So this is my range if I hit it with medium speed. If I hit it softly, I have maximum control of what the cue ball does on the A path. So what happens if I move the object ball from the center spot to the upper spot such that I have a thinner cut on the object ball? With a thinner cut, there's very little control the shooter has over the A path. The cue ball is going to take the tangent line and it's going to stay very close to the tangent line. If the tangent line here led to the center of a pocket, there might be nothing that the player could do to avoid scratching. So if that's the case, you might imagine that if I went to the lower position like that, I would actually increase the control over the A path, and that's true. Okay, so what you just saw is that reducing the angle had a big effect over my control on the A path. With this particular shot, I was able to more or less come straight over to the cushion, soft and with follow, and I was also able to, with maximum draw, actually go back about like that. So that means that I can get any path in between these. That's quite a lot of control over the A path. You might guess that I could get maximum control over the A path by making the angle very small, by making the shot almost straight. And that would be true. With a shot like this, I could follow the cue ball to here, or I could draw it back to there and get any place in between. So that's maximum control over the A path. So why don't players frequently play position to try to achieve a very small angle, nearly straight in? There's three reasons I can think of. One is, while nearly straight in gives the greatest range for the A path, if you get actually straight in, that's the kiss of death for position play. So you don't want to be near straight in. A second reason is, while you can go off at any angle here, the exact angle you go off on a nearly straight in shot is pretty sensitive to exactly how you hit that ball and how much top or bottom spin is on it. And the third reason is that players like to go off into the rail with speed, and we'll talk about that in the next video. But you can't go off with much speed when you have a nearly straight in shot. So in summary, for the A path, for all shots hit at an angle like this, the cue ball initially follows the tangent line, and top spin can make the cue ball veer forward of the tangent line, and backspin can make it veer backwards of the tangent line. And there's three things that make the cue ball want to tend to hold the tangent line. One is hitting the cue ball hard. Second is having a thin shot, quite a lot of angle. And the third thing is having new or slick cloth. This is relatively new, relatively slippery cloth. That makes the cue ball tend to want to hold the tangent line. You'll see professional pool players frequently play position for an angle about like this one, a half ball hit or a little bit straighter than a half ball hit. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is that there's a reasonable range for what the A path can do, for what the player can do with the cue ball before it hits a rail. Second, there's enough of an angle that the player can go into the rail with the cue ball having a fair amount of speed. And third, if this is near a half ball hit, the angle that the cue ball comes off that ball with natural roll follow is very predictable. And you can learn more about that in my half ball hit part 2 video.